Welcome back to the Millennial Classics, y'all. My name is Q, and on this show, we react to the best and most memorable movies, music, and culture-changing events of our generation. We are on episode 5 of Wednesday. Oh me, oh my. Oh me, oh my. So the last episode of Wednesday, Eugene was killed. Well, I don't think he's killed. I really hope he's not killed. I think his name is Eugene, but my B guy, the hive man, he was slashed by the monster. Wednesday just got there right in time. It was the dance. Wednesday and Tyler went to the dance together. Tyler revealed his truth about him messing up Xavier's portrait the year prior. Like Xavier was kind of outed as being us having a shed dedicated to drawing pictures of this monster that he says that is in his dream. There was just a lot that happened last episode, but that I don't want to say none, but very little of which answered the questions. The thing I am wanting an answer to this episode: who was the man that Eugene saw at the cave prior to him getting slashed up? How does Xavier know what the monster looks like to a T, to an absolute T? It's not like close, maybe so. It's absolute to a T. The picture the sheriff had of the monster by the drunk guy who took a picture of him with a stolen camera is exactly the same as the drawing that Xavier had. Wednesday's a pretty good dancer. I think Bianca and Xavier kind of had a beef. So I don't know. There's just, I want more answers, and I really want this episode to have more answers. I'm watching Wednesday for the mystery. I'm not watching Wednesday for the whatever the fuck, the love story, or the Addams family lore. I haven't been a Wednesday. I haven't been an Addams Family fan. I am new to this entire world. So the thing that interests me most is the mysteries in the show. I am sold by Wednesday. I was confused by her in the beginning of the show. I've learned to love her morbid, angst towards the world. I've appreciated her bluntness and her crazy love of the scary and alternative, but I'm here for the mystery, and I need to start getting some answers to some of these mysteries. So let's see what episode 5 has for us. And yeah, we'll go from there.
How well do we really know our parents?
That's the question. It seems pretty clear to me this motherfucker killed that dude. Oh, welcome Paris Weekend. Oh, this is exciting. Oh, this is good. See, yes. Now we're going to finally get some answers.
Nevermore was created as a safe haven for our children to learn and to grow, no matter who or what they are.
It's not a bad mission. Kudos to that mission. It's a really good mission to have.
But I'm happy to report that Eugene is on the mend and is expected to make a full
Yes, Eugene.
positive and make this parents' weekend our very best yet.
I want to meet Eugene's parents. I hope we get to meet their parents.
I give my mom 30 seconds before her judgy claws come out. Let's get this over with.
Enid doesn't like her family either. So when you're a teenager, does anyone like their family?
Guessing your dad's no-show again this year.
Yeah.
I really don't understand the relationship.
My darling daughter, I made it. Wouldn't miss this for the world.
Oh shit.
Guess you misjudged her.
It really does. I don't want to say bother me, but it bothers me. I'm not going to lie. It bothers me that this is the reaction for so many of the students, right? I understand that they're outcasts, but every single one of the main characters, or at least the characters that we follow, have such a distrust, a dislike, a weird relationship with their parents. And I could take it this in two ways. Number one, they're teenagers, and what fucking teenager is excited to see their parents on Parent Week, right? Like that's probably the most obvious way to take it. But I'm not getting that vibe from this so far. And it bothers me a lot that none of our main characters have good relationships with their parents, right? Like none of them. Beginning with Wednesday. She's just like, I never want to be like my mother. I don't want them to be around. I can't wait for them to disappear, right? Bianca, she's like backing away. She's like legitimately scared of her mom, which is insane. Xavier hasn't seen his dad, and he got a text the morning of that his dad wouldn't be there. Enid, the happiest person I know on the show, is feeling some type of way because her mom is very judgy and her dad, I don't know. So I really hope my mind changes by the end of this episode, because if they all feel this way, I am going to go with my first judgment, which is they're all teenagers, they're all angsty, and they all think that they know best. But if some of them end up at least seeing where their parents come from versus hating them for fucking coming on Parents Week, then maybe I can come to the conclusion that some of them have good parents and the few that don't just don't. But it does bother me. It really does bother me. I want it. I mean, yeah, it bothers me. It bothers me. I mean, like, your parents is the first and most, I would argue, most important relationship you ever have until you have your own kids. And the fact that all of our main characters, like all of them, like even Tyler, like I know Tyler and the sheriff have been in the show this entire time, but they don't have a good relationship, right? So I want better teenager parent relationships. I want that. It sucks that I don't see it, but I want it.
Dr. Kimbert and I have spoken, and we both agree it would be most beneficial for you all to attend a family session this weekend.
Oh, that is exciting. I want that to happen.
No.
Professor Weems has got something going on here. A family session would at least pry open the relationship that Wednesday and her mom have, that I need to understand, or at least I really want to understand, because I don't understand Wednesday's mindset, and we're on episode 5. I'm supposed to relate with this main character, and I'm still clueless. Not clueless. I at least can, point being, great idea. Let's have a family therapy session.
At least they care enough about Wednesday to go to therapy with her.
Tyler, come on, please. We've been through this. I'm not comfortable dredging up the family past with some complete stranger.
You think it's easy for me to sit there and talk about my crap?
I got a lot on my plate right now, bud.
Is considered, just taking your kid to a therapy session and just letting them know whatever you share here is private, and we are here, number one, to try to solve these issues. So there's no comparison between the two, which makes me want to question what's going on with Tyler. You watch enough TV to know that whenever someone is painted in such a good light, you should question them, because it's like, I'm waiting for the fucking, penny to drop. I don't know what the phrase is, but like, I'm waiting for this motherfucker to turn into a monster. He's just been painted in just such an innocent, oh, I'm just here to help. My mom died. I'm a sad little boy. That's why I'm trying to get my dad into therapy. I mean, I feel like he's doing all the right things. He's saying all the right things. Is he a human being, or is he like the second coming of Christ? Who is this person? Now it's not that I want him to be the monster, but I want to know that this man is not perfect, right? Not because I want him not to be perfect, but because I like him as a character, And a perfect character doesn't make sense to me because there's no such thing as a perfect person. So like I just want to see this character as a human being. And right now he's being shown as a saint, trying to fix his family, trying to fix Wednesday, trying to help out whenever he can, working at a coffee shop. It's like, come on, right? I mean, I know he vandalized Xavier's painting a year ago, but what the fuck is that? You know? What is it?
Dad, you okay? What's going on?
You know Reggie, the local coroner? He just blew his brains out.
Oh shit. You were supposed to retire like a whoa. The coroner was supposed to retire. He was excited to go on vacation with his wife. He did not blow his brains out. Someone blew his brains out for him. This is a murder. This is not a suicide. I'm telling you here right now, right here. You heard it here first.
For me, it's been hard.
Why do they have him sitting on the floor, bro? Come on.
Thought I'd miss being waterboarded so much.
Murderous secrets that need to be addressed. Who was Garrett Gates and why are you accused of murdering him?
Whoa. Those charges were dropped. Your father is an innocent man.
Local sheriff doesn't seem too convinced.
Wednesday, stop.
So, Morticia, Wednesday's mom has... The question is, do we think that she's hiding something or do we think that she just doesn't want to go remembering the past? And for a family that thrives in the, I don't want to say in the negative, but extremities of society's proper ways, right? Why wouldn't you want to share this specific story, right? It's a lot more than this happened in the past and we don't want to talk about it. There has to be either some guilt or some shame to that specific situation. She calls it a witch hunt, but for a family that thrives in being considered outcasts and love the morbid and hates everything, they should kind of be proud of this situation, right? So there has to be some guilt and shame in this situation.
My siren song is drying up. Recruitment numbers are way down and the wrong people are starting to ask questions. This wasn't a request.
And if I refuse?
Then everybody here's gonna know how you sirened your way into Nevermore.
Whoa. I could care less about Bianca until that exact scene. That changes a lot. People constantly say you don't know someone's story until you step into their shoes. And TV shows are a great way of, movies, just good entertainment. I would say good entertainment. And that's the key there. Good entertainment is a perfect way for you to step into someone else's shoes. And not that I didn't like Bianca, because I thought, everyone needs not an enemy, but an adversary in a show. And Bianca was Wednesday's adversary, which I appreciated, but I really didn't care about her. But now I care about her. And I want her to stay in the show. And I don't want her to go away. And I want to see her succeed at not beating her mom, but outsmarting her mom. But at the same time, if she sirened her way into Nevermore, if she's able to siren her way into Nevermore, there's two options here. Number one, that they haven't had sirens in the past, and number two, she's just that great of a fucking siren, where she had outsmarted the administration, who should be aware of students who had that siren ability or what have you. So it doesn't matter how she got in. I'm rooting for her and I want her to succeed. But not because I want her to succeed, but because I want her to stay in the show. But because now I feel for her, because I now understand her, because I slipped one toe into her shoes. Wednesday is a great show. When you start feeling for the people When you start feeling for the bad guys in any show, any movie, you know it's a good show. You know it's a good movie. This is entertainment.
The bees miss you, Eugene. We all do.
Aww.
Thanks for keeping an eye on him.
Good shit, thing.
He didn't deserve this.
He didn't. He really
I
didn't.
should be in that bed.
No, you shouldn't.
Eugene hasn't had the easiest time fitting in at Nevermore.
He was so excited to finally make a real friend.
Eugene loves those dang bees like they're his kids. His fuzzy, fuzzy babies.
I love that, you guys. You know, last episode I was talking about why friendships are really important, and this is why friendships are really important. Eugene only had bees, and outside of the bees, and I know that Wednesday only came here because she was prompted to, and she didn't feel like she deserved to be there, but she went. She went. He was happy to have her in his life. And even his moms knew about it. So I like this. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. The coroner. Oh shit. Oh shit. Now the statue looks like the dude from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Ajax and I haven't defined our relationship yet.
I'm not talking about boys. Have you wolfed out yet?
Is that Ron Weasley's dad?
How can I help you, Sheriff? You're under arrest for the murder of Garrett Gates. For the right to remain silent, anything you say can and will be used against you.
What is going on in this show? Morticia, share what you know, because this is really frustrating. Tell me something. Let me believe this motherfucker didn't do it. Oh, I thought Thing was in there with him. Okay, good.
The headstone read Garrett Gates, the very boy you've been arrested for murdering.
Oh, shit.
Care to explain?
Talk to her. Tell her the truth, please. Come on.
It was a terrible accident.
Am I supposed to believe it? Am I supposed to believe it? Am I supposed to believe it? I want to. I want to so bad. I want to so bad. I think I do believe it. Right? They ended up together. They're in love. Like, if there was any other question, I want to believe it, but let's find out. Let's wait. Let's wait and see. But fuck.
If I'm being objective, his confession sounds entirely plausible.
You right?
Thank you for being so honest with me.
It's like she's his lawyer.
I'm sorry. I wasn't a better father.
Could we please do without the overt display of emotion?
I know they make you feel uncomfortable.
How many fathers hand their daughter a fencing blade when she's 5 years old?
Your saber strokes were an essay in perfection.
Or teach her how to swim with sharks?
They found you as cold-blooded as I do.
The right way to flay a rattlesnake.
They really do taste like chicken when prepared properly.
The point I'm trying to make is you taught me how to be strong and independent. How to navigate myself in a world full of treachery and prejudice. You are the reason I understand how imperative it is that I never lose sight of myself. So as far as fatherhood goes, I would say you've been more than adequate.
Gracias, Wednesday.
You guys, Wednesday's a complicated character, and I was very confused by her motives and her understanding and her worldview. But that was beautiful. That was beautiful. In her mind, she was still questioning the truth of the situation that her father just shared. But at the same time, she shared with him the fact that he's more than adequate of a father. I don't know what the end goal of being a parent is, but I do know that would be a very beautiful thing to hear from a kid that you have, right? And I know that sounds insane, but above average for a parent is a big deal. Above average is above average. Being a parent is not an easy thing. That was a great compliment by Wednesday. For a person who hates everyone that she meets, that was a beautiful compliment by Wednesday. And her dad, Mr. Adams, should feel honored. Like, honestly, he should feel honored.
The coroner kills himself out of remorse for a decades-old murder case the very weekend my father, your prime suspect, deigns to return to town.
Too convenient. Way too convenient.
What happened to them?
His mother hung herself in the backyard. His father drank himself to an early grave, and even his little sister didn't escape. She was orphaned, sent overseas, ended up drowning.
It's a little fucked up. You never think about it, and I know like there's like I don't want to say an anti-cop culture, but like cops are not like, you know, number one on the like profession list these days. But the cases that cops have to deal with must be dramatic as fuck. Number one being especially the unsolved ones. It seems like the sheriff right here has been dealing with this unsolved Garrett family case for a very long time. I mean, the son died, the dad drank himself to death, the mother hanged herself, and his sister died in a drowning accident across the seas. There's no way for you not to take it personally. It's your job to solve these murders, these cases. You don't, and the rest of the family fucking perishes. If you don't have guilt, I don't think you're human. I can understand why the sheriff is taking this so personally. It has been fucking draining on the back of his mind for forever. And key point here, in his defense, if you honestly believed you knew who the murderer was, but they got away because of some fucking weird legal reason, I'd be this vengeful or like excited to get the person if it happened to end up this way. What I'm trying to say is I don't blame the sheriff at all for going after Mr. Adams in this way, making it a public showing, trying to get some closure on this fucking crazy case that tore down an entire family.
What are these?
Brochures for summer camp.
These aren't just ordinary summer camps. So camps for lycanthropy conversion?
No need to be dramatic, Enid.
You want to send me to conversion therapy for werewolves?
It worked wonders for your cousin Lucille, didn't it? 7 weeks in the Balkan countryside, and she was howling at the moon in no time, as it should be.
I do. Obviously, I understand the reference in that scene, but if you're born a wolf and you're not a wolf, should there be concern? Right? If you're born a wolf and you're not a wolf, is it okay for the parents to be concerned? The question is, what does it mean to be a wolf? At least, what does it mean to be a human being that transforms or turns into a wolf, right? She's got the claws, but she doesn't have everything else. I think that was a little bit on the nose with the whole conversion therapy, because maybe if they called it like transformation therapy, maybe I could be behind it. But the conversion therapy, I don't like that comparison because it's just too on the nose, right? She's not transforming into a wolf, so call it transformative therapy or what transformative summer camp. And maybe I can be like, yeah, now it makes sense. You can't be pushing your kid. Everyone grows into who they are whenever they grow into who they are. You got to give kids their time. And if they're not exactly the type of wolf or person you expected them to be, you're going to have to deal with it, right? You're a parent. You're not fucking God. But it was a little too on the nose. And as much as I love Enid, I don't want to say that she should understand where her parents coming from, but she's a wolf and she hasn't transformed into a wolf. Right? Like, I don't know this world. I don't know the lore behind the fucking Addams Family world.
Stop trying to be nice. It doesn't suit you.
Father packed her favorite bait.
I love the Addams Family.
Well, he's confessed, so there won't be a trial. After he's sentenced, he'll be sent to a state penitentiary where he'll lose his mind being separated from Mother. Come on. Let's see if the fish are biting.
Biting what? If you blow up fish, it's not biting any.
It's quite a catch.
You have to find out the truth and free Dad.
Well, until that happens, we both know Mother will be falling apart. Which means we have to be strong. And by we, I mean you.
This felt good. This was beautiful. This is a fantastic scene. I absolutely love this scene. Wednesday doesn't want to be alone. And I know last week I was talking about how I don't believe that when she told Bianca that she doesn't care, that she actually wants to care more what other people think about her, and I said that she was lying. I take that back. This episode is at least this conversation that she's had with her brother and the conversation that she just had with her dad. She does care. She is human. She's not this alien fucking being that was dropped from the sky, from the storks that dropped her off at the Addams Family house. She's a human being that was born into this family. They have different ways of sharing their love and telling people how they care, but she's a human being and she does care. And the way that he looks up to Wednesday just makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. Having an older sibling is the greatest thing in the world because they know things, they understand things, and they help. I don't want to say that they help shape the situation, but they curve the situations from they help guard you from the craziness of what's going on with the parents. And she did that in this scene beautifully. She didn't lie about any situation. She didn't downplay the feelings that he's having or the fears that he has. She just reassured him that the future will be better and that he should have hope. And in the moment, reminding him why, right? The fishing that obviously him and Mr. Addams has done in the past with the grenades, reminding him this is something that you do. This is something that you're good at. Let's see you do it. And don't worry, I got you. I'm going to fix the situation. If that's not elder sibling, activity, I don't know what. I don't know what is. I don't know. I feel like these last two episodes have been very much like feeling based and not mystery solving based. And maybe now when she goes sees her mother and sees what she's up to, we'll find out the answers to a few more questions. But this is a perfect episode at the perfect time. The showrunners are really good. I really like this show. I really like Wednesday. This is...
Father didn't kill Garrett Gates, did he?
No.
Go.
Your father took the blame in order to protect me.
What is expected of you as a man is to provide and protect. And that comes in very different forms, and everyone's life is different. Every family's life is different. Every situation is different. And your version of what protect means is different. Chivalry isn't dead. Chivalry is not dead. Mr. Adams is a good man. He did what he could, what he thought was right to protect the woman he loved. And and that's beautiful. I want this to be the truth of the situation. I really do. I can't have another flashback of a different version of this story. And the fact that he didn't share it with his daughter, the fact that he was protecting Morticia till the end when he was in his orange jumpsuit behind the fucking plexiglass. He couldn't tell her, no, this is what actually happened and I did it for your mother. No, he wanted to stick with the lie that would protect his wife, the mother of his children. If that is not love, I don't know what is. That is beautiful, and Mr. Adams is a good man.
This reminds me of when you got your first grave-digging kid. You were so happy you nearly smiled.
Are you sure you don't want to join?
No, that's okay, darling. I don't want to spoil your fun.
He died from nightshade poisoning. Remarkable preservation of soft tissue and blue tint confirms it.
Which means Garrett was dying.
Before you stabbed him.
You look even more ravishing as an innocent woman. Kill all those outcasts. Sneak into that dance and spike the punch bowl.
Oh, shit.
He was going to use the nightshade poison to murder the entire school.
Oh, Jesus. No wonder it worked so quickly.
But you already knew that, didn't you? Because back when you were sheriff, you were in charge of the case and covered it up.
Did he really? That's fucked up, bro.
What do you want?
All charges dropped.
My father will be released immediately with a full and unequivocal apology from the sheriff's office.
Oh, shit!
Somebody from our bloodline reaches out from beyond to help us when we're ready.
Goody has. I've seen her before.
Be careful, Wednesday. Goody was a witch of great strength, but her vengeance pushed her too far, and even she couldn't save herself.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
Sorry about all this.
I don't hold grudges. Only blood debts.
I love that she doesn't hug, but she wants to be a part of it. Listen, that was a good scene. Mr. Adams is a really good man. I don't hold grudges. He's just going to brush it off his shoulder. What does it mean to be good? Right? Like in today's culture, at least the way I was, like my perspective of good is people who don't stand out. But if you stand out, but you are doing what you think is right at every turn, but living your best life, that is good. And the Addams family is the quintessential version of that. They are outcasts in the most outcast way possible, but they live a life of honesty, truth, and this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to do, right? And if you get in my way, you get in my way, but I am living my best life. I am doing the thing that I feel is right. I am loving the people that I want to love with no shame, guilt, or attempt of fitting in, right? I like this family a lot. I said in the beginning of the show on my very first review of this TV show that I have no interest in going in the past and reviewing or watching or trying to catch up on the lore of the Addams family. But this episode specifically is making me want to get closer to this family. I love their willingness or their just their honesty of being alive, right? Yes, they're a morbid family. Yes, they like the crazy, the weird, the outcast life. but they live in it, they soak in it, and they tell the world about it, but they live within the values that they believe, right? And it's nice to see. It's nice to see, you know? They're not chasing the Joneses. They're not trying to compete with their neighbors. They're living their specific best life, and they're doing it at the highest level. I love this show. Wait, what the fuck? Was that Enid? Was that Enid? Am I confused? Okay, maybe it wasn't Enid.
Don't push it.
At least we can't say Parents' Weekend wasn't a nail biter.
I was reminded of all the wonderful times I had here. But they were just that. Mine. You have your own path to blaze. I don't want to be a stranger in your life, darling. But if you need me for anything at all, I'm only a crystal ball away.
Thank you, Mother.
You and Mayor Walker are the same, aren't you? Burying bodies to cover your dirty secrets.
Yep. Okay, so we figured out the Adams, the Mr. Adams murder history story, right? We figured that out, and it's wild. It's different. It's convoluted. It's not true, but the monster is still out there. The monster is still out there. Okay. I don't know what else to say about this episode. I feel like I've done a lot of pausing and talking throughout the episode, which I don't usually do, but I do have to say, as a kid, as a child, even as an adult, before you have your own kids, the memory of those times your parents tell you, I am here for you no matter what. The memory of you, like the times your mom, your dad, whoever it is in your life who raised you was screaming at you or telling you or pleading with you or trying to understand you and tell you, I am here for you. You don't get it. You don't understand it. You don't comprehend it. And you think it's bullshit. You think it's something that parents need to say to their kids that they don't actually mean. The second you become a parent, those things are not just true. It's just so obvious that it bothers you seeing the way the kids act. It is frustrating that Wednesday, knowing Morticia had those visions, didn't reach out. And the patience it takes to be the kind of parent to allow the kid to come to you in times of need versus you shaking the kid and being like, I want only the best for you. So please share with me these things so we can figure it out together and we can get to the best decision possible is impossible to watch because you know the parent's perspective. You know the parent's perspective only after you have a kid. Because I've seen millions. I've seen a ton of movies with that, that sentiment. I'm here for you for whatever you need, right? And when you watch that, when you hear that, when you see that prior to having kids, it just feels like the romantic comedy thing you hear when one partner says to the next, I love you unconditionally and I'm here for you forever. And then you get into the relationship and you're like, those romantic comedies are fucking bullshit, right? Well, I don't want to say that specifically, but you understand that, like, yeah, those romantic comedies are true, but there's a ceiling to the amount that you would give and do for a partner. When you have a kid, it's like it's like there's no ceiling, right? There's literally no ceiling, and then you see these shows, and you see the parents say these things, and you're like, yes, just listen, just believe, just share it with your parents because it is true. Because it is true. No matter what you're going through, I promise you, I am here for you, and there is nothing in this world that I wouldn't do for you. So it's like, once you become a parent, these ridiculous teenagers in these movies seem even more ridiculous because you're like, just stop being stubborn and fucking stubborn and let me help you. It's let me help you. I think episode 5 might be my favorite episode, but it's like a biased, silly reason for it being my favorite episode. You really do get to see Wednesday open up. My entire issue, I don't know if issue is the right word, but my entire frustration with this TV show so far is that I couldn't understand Wednesday's worldview. I didn't understand how she saw the world from her eyes and why she was so morbid, right? In this episode, you understand that yes, they are morbid, yes, they are different, yes, they are outcasts, but they love it. They love to live in that morbid outcast world, and they do not give a shit with what the world thinks of them. And I was okay thinking that, and I believe that from the Addams Family from the beginning of the TV show, but I didn't understand how someone can be an outcast, not care what the world thinks of them, but also not care about anyone at all, anyone else in the world, period. And throughout the show, yes, you saw once they open up the thing, open up a little bit to Enid, even a tiny bit to Eugene. But this episode specifically, and I mean, last episode also opened up a little bit to Tyler and just be like, maybe I don't like you, but at least I like having you around. But this episode, you saw Wednesday share her emotions with her dad, express to her dad, you're better than most parents, and I appreciate it. Heartwarming. You saw Wednesday go out of her way to, bring the grenades to her brother and be like, this is what you and our dad would do. So I'm here to take his place while he's in jail. And I promise I will continue to fight until he's free. And doing the big sister thing. I know that's how the show started, but I don't know if it started that way because she had a feeling for just wanting to show torture to other human beings, or if she actually wanted to protect her brother. And in this situation, it solidified the fact that no, she's not just out. She doesn't just go out of her way to torture people when the opportunity presents itself. She does it for a reason, and the reason is because she loves her brother. Right. And then most importantly, the frustration that she had with her mother is because she didn't think that her mother was sharing all of the truth with her. And she was frustrated that her mother would put her in a situation where she could never live up to her mother's heights or situation in the past. And it was clear in that scene where she said, you brought me to a school where I could never live up to you. And she saw it as a competition, and she said everything is a competition. But her mother was like, no, I'm not sending you here because I want you to compete with the person I was when I was at the school 30 years ago. I'm sending you to the school because I think you are very much like me, and I thrived at the school. And all I want for you, Wednesday, is to thrive. After getting kicked out of 30 other schools, this is not a bad decision to make. This is not a crazy thing to think. And she's probably thought this from the beginning, but didn't want to send her here in the beginning because she knew that Wednesday would be like, you're not sending me here because you care about me. You're sending me here because you want me to see how great of a person you were. So it's like you're seeing it from the full perspective, and I'm understanding the entire family just from one episode. And not only am I understanding the entire family, I want to learn more about this family based on this one specific episode. And that's how good this show is. That's how good this show is. Questions moving forward is the monster, right? The past about the Addams family and this murder that all happened, it was all clear, wiped off. It's taken care of. We all know that it was bullshit. Mr. Addams didn't do it. Morticia did do it. And Mr. Addams was just being the kind of man that, I don't know, the chivalrous man would thrive to be in 2023. But the big mysteries are still there. What is the deal with Rowan? What's going on with this monster? Why is this monster coming out of here killing all these people? Why is Professor Weems protecting and covering for this family? Who is this family, the Rowan family? Why are they okay with their fucking kid dying? I'm over here talking about how great parents are about protecting their kids, and Rowan's parents are okay with him dying just so the school stays alive? That doesn't add up, right? So there is still questions. I am still concerned, but my goodness, I really appreciated and loved this episode. I really liked this episode. It was the slowest, the least amount of action, but it was the most in the story building and the character development. And that is what I look for in stories. That is what I want in my TV shows and movies. And I think this episode has done it the best for this TV series so far. All right, y'all. Catch you next week for episode 6. Deuces.